Hey folks, it's the Brown Noser, back with another look at Portugal. In my last video, we explored the city of Porto at the mouth of the Douro River. If you haven't seen that video, I'll place a link to it at the end of this video. In this video, DW and I continue our vacation further up the Douro River to the world's oldest demarcated wine region made famous by its renowned fortified wine, port. In the Douro Valley, the hillsides are lined with vineyards and myriad wine houses called quintas. It's here that the grapes are harvested, squeezed of their juices, tested, and barreled before being sent down the Douro to Porto, or more specifically, Gaia, across the river from Porto, where they are cellared in the countless wine houses. Come along with us as we ride the rails, passing small towns, until we come to Pinhão, where we climb the hills of one vineyard and admire the beauty of this region. Travel to Peso de Régua, another wine town, where we sample some outstanding Portuguese food and visit another quinta, and even help out with the harvest crush. It's all coming up in a day along the Douro. Our day started early, where we caught the first train from São Bento train station to the Douro Valley. Research had shown us that to get the best views from the train, you have to take a seat on the right side, where you can look out your window to the river and the hills on the opposite shores. We weren't disappointed. The trip from Porto to Pinhão takes just under 3.5 hours, and we pulled into the station at about 9:20. Our first stop, breakfast. So we're in Pinhão, and we thought we'd stop and have a bit of a breakfast first, some coffee with milk, and we're going to try their pastéis de nata. Good crunch on the crust. We decided to visit Quinta dos Carvalhas, which opened at 10 a.m. Its vineyards grow on one of the highest hills in the area, and the quinta dates back to 1759. Because of the bend in the river at Pinhão, the vineyards benefit from exposure on the northeast and western slopes. The winery offers a guided tour of its vineyard, but unfortunately, their tour van wasn't running on the day that we visited, so instead, we opted for the self-guided walking tour. For €10, you can climb the hills yourself, following green trail markers. We were led to the trailhead and then left to our own devices. We were told that it should take no more than 3 hours to complete the walk and that the views would be spectacular. They were right about the view. Our reward when we returned to the tasting room would be 2 glasses each of selected port wines. Such a beautiful climb, but so glad that all my months of cycling have paid off. My legs are doing fine. How are yours?
Not bad. Something having a little bit of swelling.
Folks, this is not an easy trek, and unless you want to do it as quickly as possible, count on 3.5 to 4 hours. toward the end, we were drenched in sweat and our legs were sore, and we were worried that we would miss our train, which was due at 2:15. When we reached the tasting room, we only had time to share glasses and then run to the train station.
You should have hiked faster, turned around sooner. All right. Ah. Okay. And this is a Tony, aged.
It's nice caramel that comes through in the finish. We hopped the train and made our way back west to the town of Peso de Régua. First order of business, lunch.
Hey Ross, what are you having today?
I am having a breaded bacalhau, which is couscous, with potatoes and mixed vegetables. Unfortunately, they put Brussels sprouts in.
Oh, well, you're going to have to eat them. Maybe they're delicious. Maybe it'll convert you.
I know.
I'm having this vegetarian burger. It's really good.
Our ultimate destination was the small winery Quinta da Pacheca, a few kilometers away on the opposite side of the Douro from the town. We had made reservations ahead of time for a tasting and a special activity. The vineyards of this winery go all the way back to the 1550s, and Quinta da Pacheca itself dates back to 1738. It is the first quinta in Portugal to be run by a woman, Mariana Pacheco Pereira, who took over running the winery when her husband died. She renamed the company to Pacheca.
But I think it's perfect for desserts because this is a wine that presents many flavors. We have here a reserve from 2020. This is Vinhas Velhas. Vinhas Velhas means old vines.
Our tour was led by Eduardo, a young but extremely knowledgeable guide who took us through the history of Pacheca and described the characteristics of their wine. Being harvest time, we joined in an age-old tradition of stripping down to shorts and bare feet and climbing into a vat to crush the grapes in a time-honored tradition. The grapes had been destemmed and felt soft on our feet. You could even detect temperature variations, finding a warm spot where fermentation was already starting. the experience of a lifetime over, I took a moment to capture photos of the setting sun before we returned to the tasting room to sample what I can now say are the best 2 port wines I have ever had the privilege to taste.
Ross is here and he's trying the Pacheca White Port. I'm not sure if they have more than one, but...
And on the nose, I'm getting some apricot mixed with caramel, a little bit of nut. It just, I haven't tasted it yet, but I could just sit here for an hour just smelling it in the glass.
Yeah, it smells really good. It's like, Ross says, like apricot and butterscotch.
I want all of this.
You can't have all of it.
I want all of it.
You must share.
No, I know. And we also got a 20-year-old tawny, which I'm going to taste in another moment.
That's here.
I'm going to take one more sip. This is special.
That is very special. So if you were comparing it to something like an ice wine, it doesn't quite have the acidity of an ice wine, but it is quite bright. It's very well balanced. It's lovely. Like, that would be a lovely dessert wine. Like, it's just, yeah.
This 20-year-old tawny, I get a lot of nut, some caramel, big time caramel, like a blackberry. I really love tawnies, and I did try the 10-year-old tawny that these folks make, and
That was really good.
we've had a lot of port today.
Wait.
As the light faded, we returned to Peso da Régua, where we had a quick bite to eat before catching the last train back to Porto. We didn't get back to our apartment until after midnight, but it was going to be a short night. We packed our bags because we had to be at the airport before sunrise. The next part of our vacation would take us to the southern shores of this beautiful country. I'll share those experiences in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it the old thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you don't miss the next part of this fabulous trip. From the Douro Valley, this is the Brown Noser. See you next time.